Vacation means resting, and resting means stopping. Stopping means, I don't really know what stopping means. What do? Sit around? Swim? Well, yeah, lots of swimming. One of the perks to getting a dog is the forced time away from work. Thinking, doing anything fun besides dog stuff. It's getting a lot more fun, too. Especially the swimming. As an American, I love the concept of a vacation, but I'm allergic to actually taking one. If you've ever been to France, you know the French are the opposite. Well, not the opposite. They love both the idea and actually taking vacations. Of course, the French are allergic to making money, but that's a conversation for another time. I went to Corsica with my friend Jenica. She really wants to live there. Like, forever. It's been her dream for the longest time.
And of course, her partner Ricky, who, well, this is the first time I've ever actually gotten to spend this much time with him. And in a way, it kind of felt like spending a week with a new brother-in-law. And I like that.
Corsica is beautiful, an island south of France and west of Italy. It's mountainous, rugged, the roads are about as rough as the people. It's a fantastic escape. Cooper has now swam in 3 oceans, if you count the Mediterranean as an ocean. Perhaps it's 3 seas, 1 sea, 2 oceans, and a lake. In either case, it was fun to watch him get stronger at it every day, faster, less concerned with when he swallowed a little bit of salt water. Toss his favorite toy and watch him go save it time and time again, even if he'd rather be running on the sand. We went to Bonifacio for a day. It's the only day I allowed myself to really film. But even then, I barely talked to the camera.
God, that guy's passing.
So what's passing?
There's a motorcycle that just passed right in front of me now.
This is vacation, sure, but I still can't stop. Not fully. Can anyone? The road to Bonifacio is windy. All of the roads in Corsica are windy. It's nothing but hills. If I ever get my French motorcycle license, I am heading straight to Corsica. I'll buy life insurance first. We stopped at a little roadside restaurant my buddy Matt had recommended. It's the kind of place you'd think was a tourist trap if you noticed it at all. We almost didn't. I only realized we needed to stop at the very last second. It was rustic. The food was delicious. The staff was friendly. The chairs, believe it or not, were comfortable. It's surprisingly hard to find comfortable chairs in France. I had to go to Corsica to find comfortable chairs in France. It overlooked a valley with long rolling hills, topped with little cottages and the ruins of cottages long forgotten. We had aubergine lasagna and Corsican burgers made from Corsican tiger cows and Corsican tom. I put it on my Mapster in case any of my patrons are wondering how they can find it. We had to park a long way away from the center of town, up a hill where no one lives. That describes a lot of hills in Corsica, by the way. No one lives on a lot of hills in Corsica. We walked, and we walked, and we walked. Cooper's a trooper when it comes to walking now, even if he'd rather play with every dog he meets. We hiked up the hill that makes Bonifacio, a hill on a peninsula surrounded by cliffs. Turns out, some hills in Corsica do have people living on them. This one also has a really nice place for dead people to chill. We took a break halfway up, letting Cooper rest and letting ourselves believe that he was the only one that really needed it. It was a steep trek. Through the tight and windy old gates and streets, down narrow passageways, and around a lot of German tourists. Like, a lot of German tourists. I flew my drone at Cupabia Beach the day before. It was mostly German tourists there too. Seems like the Germans know all the hot spots in places like Corsica. I wonder if there's a hidden German on every hill. The work is hidden too. Taking your phone out and snapping photos for memories is one thing, but to share is another. You know that sites like Instagram YouTube, and Twitter would all die if we didn't take the time to create content for them, right? Not just people like me who make a living at it. People like everyone, even hidden Germans. It's work, and it's work we don't get paid for. We register it as something else, as fun, as attention, but we don't register that we're being pushed towards it. Pushed to like and share, to create content, a word that I dislike so much, and then dump it into a gaping hole that can never be filled. Endlessly producing for the ether, and away it goes, flitting by for a moment, striking a dopamine hit, and then never to be recalled. The ocean around Corsica, because I'm calling the Mediterranean an ocean for the rest of my life, so I can claim Cooper got 3 oceans under his belt by 10 months old, is clear. It's warm and beautiful. There are even fish that will swim up and nibble on your toes. We saw this ocean from high on the cliffs of Bonifacio, where there's a stairwell that will take you all the way down those cliffs to see that water up close. We skipped that part. They make you wear helmets now.
We tried to go to a beer bar, but true to form, they said they were coming back at 5:30 and then never came back at 5:30. We gave them 15, 20 minutes. I don't know if that was generous or not, to be honest, at this point, but we tried. We really tried.
We met some other Americans in a little wine bar when we were forced inside to avoid a thunderstorm. It hadn't rained the entire time we were in Corsica. The other Americans had just arrived from Amsterdam. We blamed them for the rain. They graciously accepted that blame. Eventually, we had to brave the storm to make it back.
We parked a long ways away.
Only to discover that we were the only ones. Everyone else had gotten the memo. Our car was now in a lake.
Okay, well, we've returned to quite the puddle to get out of here. Cooper really wants to go swimming. I think we're going to keep you out of that one, buddy.
Yeah. Looks like so.
Wow. Okay, well, let's see how we get out of this. Yeah. Oh, he loves the rain. If anyone ever asks, sand plus rain is his favorite thing. Sand plus rain is not good for driving, so we're going to try and get back.
My finger was in that shot, I apologize.
It could have been more dramatic. One time, I drove a Land Rover into a ditch in Freetown, and we had to get a dozen men to lift it up to get it out.
Good luck. Just floor it.
Another time, I had to run a barricade in the Congo where kids were swinging machetes and demanding payment to get through. In this case, all I had to do was go in reverse, nice and slow. Sometimes you don't need adrenaline to have a good time. Sometimes a wet dog and some good friends, good wine, tasty olives. Sometimes a cliffside town is all you need. Sometimes it's a beach. Sometimes it's sitting inside reading.
Cakewalk. I thought about going into the middle of the pond just for dramatic effect.
Right, and
I was
then-
like, that's how we get stuck. Okay,
I'm a fan of the stopping now. It's exactly what I needed. It's a skill I've been developing. It's a skill that could save my life. In my battle with productivity, with making it, with security, I'm learning that the main priorities are keeping space for doing none of those things. Corsica helped with that by proving it true. Even if I didn't really stop entirely. Maybe I'll try that next time.